Hi guys, welcome to Revolutionary Motion. I'm Kata.
And I'm Clemens. And today we're going to show you guys how to find your perfect contact point and how to make sure that you get better at hitting the ball right in that spot. All right, so first things first, what is the contact point? The contact point is the point where your racket hits the ball. Second question, what is the ideal contact point? The ideal contact point is the point where your racket moves at its fastest speed. So it's very important to know that because that shows you where the point is. Now I'm going to show you where my perfect contact point is and how you can find yours. So first things first, try to make sure that you get into your regular stance, however you usually hit a ball. If it's closed stance or open stance, doesn't really matter for this purpose. So in my case, I'm just going to stand like this, using a little bit of a closed stance here. Now, if I hit a normal shot, I would take my racket back, and now I'm trying to turn my upper body. The upper body rotation is key for a good forehand. Now, if I start to rotate my body without moving my arm or my hand or my racket, you can see how I'm building up tension in my upper body. If I now keep rotating from here and I keep going, I can feel how at some point my shoulder blade on the right side locks in. That's what you want because now you're pulling your arm with your upper body rotation. If I now keep going a little bit further with my upper body rotation, I can feel how my back starts feeling a little bit tight on the left side. If that happens, I know that now my upper body will not be able to accelerate anymore, but it will get slower. So this means that from this point on, if I keep rotating, I'm losing power. So at this point, my arm is still locked in. So my shoulder and my upper arm can now pass my upper body because they're still free to accelerate and rotate. At some point, you will feel a little bit of pressure up here in your chest. That means that now your upper body has rotated as far as it can without losing speed, and the arm has as well. At this point, the only thing that is still free to accelerate is your wrist. So if your wrist rotates a little bit, you can feel how at this point my wrist is roughly around straight. That's where you want to hit the ball because now your lever is the longest. So this would be roughly my perfect contact point. Now you can obviously adjust the height of your perfect contact point, but if you use your upper body rotation properly, your perfect contact point should be roughly around here. You should get a feeling for that. So this is the ideal contact point for me. What does that mean? That means that if I hit the ball in this exact position, I will have the most power that I could possibly create in my shot. So now you can see if I'm positioned like this and I want that perfect contact point to hit the ball would go straight forward. It would be a down the line shot. So if I instead try to hit the ball cross court, I would have to accelerate my racket a little bit further, but that's impossible because at this point I already reached peak speed in my racket. So that means that when my racket moves a little bit further to hit the ball cross court, I now don't hit the ball at my full potential anymore. So I hit it a little bit softer than I would hit the down the line shot. Now this is very interesting because that means that depending on how you position your feet in the beginning, you're deciding which shot, the down the line, the cross court, down the middle, whatever it is, will be your most powerful shot in that positioning. So in other words, if you want to hit the ideal shot, the most powerful shot you could create, and you want to hit a cross court, you would have to have different foot positioning than if you want to hit the same shot down the line as powerfully as you can. So now I'm going to teach Kata how to find her perfect contact point. All right, so get into position the way that you usually would if you hit a forehand, where you feel most comfortable. Okay, perfect. So you can see she has more of a little bit of an open stance in comparison to what I showed before, which is great because that shows us the difference in the two stances. So here, okay, now do your unit turn, take your racket back all the way, all right? Now if you're starting to hit, the first thing, as I explained, would be the upper body rotation. So you drop your racket while turning your upper body a little bit, okay? Don't turn your hips, keep your hips stable, okay? Now if you're turning your upper body, now you should start feeling tension back here, correct? You
Yes.
feel the tension in your right shoulder blade?
Yes.
Okay. Now if you rotate your upper body a little bit further, tell me when you start feeling tension in your left back, down here.
Now.
Okay, that's the point where she starts feeling the tension back here. So that means her upper body will now stop accelerating the rotation. So at this point, the upper body won't do much more. So now the arm will move forward, okay? At some point, you should feel a little bit of tension in your chest on the right side. When do you feel that? Roughly around here, I would say? A little bit further. Don't turn your upper body anymore. Just get your arm forward. Do you start feeling the tension?
I think now.
Okay, there. All right. So now this, for her, she's a lot more flexible than I am. I would feel the tension a little bit earlier. So that means for her, her perfect contact point, if she now straightens out her wrist a little bit, would be roughly around here. Now, as you can see, because she has more of an open stance, her shot would now go way more cross-court than my shot. So this is her perfect contact point, where she feels the upper body has stopped rotating quicker, the arm has stopped rotating quicker, the wrist has passed the arm. So now at this point, anything from there onward will be a slower shot than if she hits it in that perfect spot. Okay, try to do that one more time by yourself, step by step. Okay, arm down. Okay, rotate. When do you feel the back? Okay, and you feel the chest already?
Yeah.
And you found your perfect contact point. All right, so this is the perfect contact point for her here. Very different from mine, but again, has a lot to do with the upper body rotation as well as the stance of her feet. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this little tennis lesson about the ideal contact point. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.